Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Business Ninjas. This is Kelsey here today with Celine Dior. She's the CEO and founder of Vitae Apparel. Celine, super excited to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
I am founder of Vitae Apparel. We've been around for almost 6 years now. I started it when I was 18. I used to be a competitive swimmer, and then I quit, started lifeguarding, which is where I kind of got the idea of starting Vitae Apparel. We started off as a swimwear brand actually here in Vancouver, and the issue I kind of saw was when I was lifeguarding at the pool, there's a lot of like women that would jump off the diving board and also the slides, and their bikini tops would fall off. And I was like, there has to be a better product out there for that. And being a competitor swimmer myself, I like to stay active, like when I go to the lake or the ocean, and everything that I bought would just not really stay in place. So that's kind of how Vitae Apparel was born, and we pivoted to fitness apparel 2 years ago now, and we still do swimwear in the summer, but yeah, that's how we started.
That's a really interesting story on how you got started. What are some other ways that you stand out from your competition?
So another big thing for me was I had just kind of quit swimming, and I was going through a lot of body confidence issue for myself. At the time I was, 16, 17, and everyone's kind of, teenager mindset, like, oh, I want to like look pretty, I want to stand out. And after I quit swimming, I went through drastic weight gain and weight loss just because my appetite stayed the same, but then my, cardio like didn't keep up. And so I was really struggling with self-confidence, and everywhere I shopped for bikinis in the summer, all the models online were really fit, they look really tan, and like they all kind of look the same. And I was like, oh, I wish like it was more real. Like there was no photoshopping, there's no smoothing out the skin. So from day one, I vouched to use like real people as models. So we actually use our customers as models. So
wow.
that's kind of how we started, and we don't Photoshop like anything on the woman's body, and we just want us to be real and authentic.
Yeah, and it sounds too like the movement has moved more that way, being more body positive. But I imagine 5 years ago, it wasn't that way. Because I certainly was in that same boat of like struggling with self-confidence and like looking at these models and being like, my thighs will always touch. Like they're like they will always touch. And not being able to find something that like fit my body. So I think that's fantastic that you were able to provide that platform and help women with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me a little bit more about how you were able to come up with this idea and scale your business.
I had the idea 2016 August, and at the time I just graduated high school. So I acted pretty quick, to be honest. I started designing on my sketchbook and looking for manufacturers to do samples, and we launched December 2016.
Wow.
And what really worked for us was I knew I wanted to build a community since day one. Like you said, 6 years ago, body positivity and showing like authenticity, every body type was not really a thing then. And I really wanted to create a safe space for women to come together and, support each other. We're all in this journey of growth and self-care and self-confidence every day, right? So I wanted to have a place for people to come together. And what we did really successfully, I think, is building out our brand ambassador program and really having that community and safe space for people to come together. But also our influencer marketing worked really well. And those two combined, I think now makes up 70% of our revenue. And we don't really do any paid ads. We only started really testing last year. So yeah, those two are our big two major pillars in marketing.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit more about your marketing and what that looks like. Like, how do you meet these influencers? How do you really like get into the game?
We use all the free tools online. So, Instagram, hashtags, and looking at location, looking at like related accounts and all of that. we usually find influencers that have their own community as well, and we make sure that they align with our brand. Like even if they have a million followers and they do it for free, like it doesn't really matter to me. They should align with whatever company that they're working for.
Absolutely.
And they should stand for the same thing, because once they veer off from that, their audience can feel that they're not authentic. And we really try to, look for influencers that have their own community as well. So what we do is we keep it more casual the first time. We do gifting. We have structured it a little bit more. We ask for content back and ask for like an Instagram post or a story in exchange for, like content. We also give them a few more extra sets and whatnot. But also we set them up with their own affiliate code. So if they choose to promote their affiliate code, they actually get 20% commission, which is quite a bit. So a lot of our influencers, we don't force anything. Like if they love our product, like share and you can make extra commission. So that has worked really well for us. And our brand ambassador program is a similar model, but just less commission. And then the people are, anywhere from like 1,000 to like 6,000 followers. It's just like more micro.
Wow. Okay. That's really interesting. And I like how you're able to scale your business in that way. Did you see your was Vitae Apparel, was it affected by COVID?
So COVID actually helped us grow a lot.
Wow.
During 2020, we grew 400% comparing to the year before that.
Holy cow.
And I lucked out, to be honest. I pivoted to fitness in 2019, which is right before when COVID hit. And because our community online is so strong, and we really put out a lot of interesting content during COVID, during lockdown. So we did, for example, like IG live workouts. We did workout challenges on our Instagram, like IGTV, and then we also did like IG live, bartending class and whatnot. So we really did what we're best at doing, which is continue to build and engage our community through online. And there was like no better time to do that. And everyone was shopping online. I will say, if we didn't pivot to fitness, I think we would have been, hit, because people usually wear that to go traveling and whatnot. No one was doing that, but everyone was into mental health, physical health, working out at home and staying, positive through activities, right? So that really helped us. Yeah,
that's brilliant. Those marketing strategies, truly, like being able to engage. And it sounds like, through an unfortunate time, you were able to scale the business and create even more of a space for inclusion, reaching so many different target audiences and areas, and being able to, educate your customers, as well as just encourage, like even if they weren't necessarily like purchasing right now, being able to encourage that body positivity, so that down the line, like they're able to, think back to Vitae, right?
Yeah, totally.
Nice. Awesome. So what would be one thing that you would want our listeners to know about Vitae Apparel?
I think what can't really show through our website right now is our quality. And I think we recently did a survey a few months ago. One of the questions was like, what's like the number one thing that initially stopped you from buying Vitae? And they were like, oh, we were worried about the quality. But then our next question was like, what's the one thing that you love most about Vitae? And it was quality. So then it's like finding that connection, I think, continuously on how to translate that through like content, through video, through copywriting and whatnot, to really make sure that is kind of more front and center, because our pricing is mid-tier. Like we are half price of Lululemon, but the people that, purchase from us, they're like, oh my God, your quality is like better than Lulu, and it's like half the price. It's like finding that, how to translate that to our customers. Still kind of figuring that out. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I'm personally going to hop over to your website, Vitae. What's the website that like somebody could hop on to access, your
website,
your website, like all of your different like offerings? What would be the website for that?
Yeah, so it's vitaeapparel.com. So V for Victor, ITAE, and then apparel.com.
Very nice. And are you most active on Instagram? Like what would be your main social media outreach?
Right now it's Instagram. We're starting to try a little bit more on TikTok, and yeah.
Nice. Nice, awesome. Well, I am certainly headed over to your site now. My my wallet will not appreciate it, but I'm very excited. I'm very excited to access that and love to support a product that is so body positive. You know, provides that platform to for women to be women authentically and unedited, because that's such an important space to be in. You know, specifically with the focus on mental health, and again, just being true to you. So. Celine, I had a great conversation today. I really appreciate you, logging in today to Business Ninjas.
Thank you so much for having me.